On the last day of the month, Marcus opens his banking app and sees that red number again, and he just stares at the screen, not understanding. Where did the money go? He didn't buy anything crazy. He didn't travel, didn't get a new car, didn't do anything reckless, and it still vanished, all of it. The money came in, he breathed easy for a few days, and by the end there was nothing left. And that's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to open, one by one, the 6 jars of money, with how much to put in each one. Remember this guy's name, Marcus. At the end, I'll tell you what happened to him 3 months later, and I want to take a weight off your shoulders right away. Your problem probably isn't how much comes in. It's that everything lands in one single account with no destination at all and disappears in pieces without you even noticing. You don't overspend. You just never decided, beforehand, where your money was going. There's a book almost 100 years old called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it reveals something that stings. Almost everything we think we know about money is upside down. And today I'm going to show you that, jar by jar. The idea is simple. Every time money comes in, any money, your paycheck, a side gig, a payment that lands, before you spend a single cent, you split it into 6 parts. Picture 6 jars on top of your fridge, each one with a name written on it. The money comes in and goes into the jars first. Only then do you spend. People who get organized with money are rarely the ones who earn the most. Almost always, they're the ones who divide before they spend. That's a habit, not a salary. And the first jar will already show you the lie you tell yourself every month. There's a detail in the order these jars leave your account that changes everything, and I'll come back to it at the end. Hold on to that. To make it easy to picture, I'll use a round number of $2,000 coming in. You adjust it to your own number later, because it's a percentage, not the exact amount. First jar, the essentials, 45%. On $2,000, that's $900. And here comes the most common belief of all. But my whole paycheck is already essential. There's nothing left to divide. I get it. But look again. Essential is only what keeps your life standing if everything goes wrong. Housing, real food, the kind from the grocery store, power, water, the transport to get to work, the medicine you need to take, that's essential. That streaming service you haven't watched in 2 months, the takeout every Friday, the plan you barely use, that's not an obligation. It's a choice dressed up as an obligation. That's why the jar is 45% and not 100. If your essential life goes way over that and you can't cut it, the jar doesn't judge you. It just shows you, plainly, a truth that hurts. Your life has grown too big for the income that comes in. And from there are only 2 honest paths. Either you cut an expense, or, over time, you grow your income, without cutting your coffee, without guilt. Just clarity. Marcus, for the first time in his life, saw how much it costs just to keep his life standing, and he had never stopped to look at that. But if this is the biggest jar, there's another one that looks small, and is the one that moves your future the most. And it's where the biggest lie of all lives. Second jar, investing or growing. 25%, $500. There are 2 beliefs hanging on it. The first, I'll save whatever's left at the end of the month. We already said it. Leftover is a myth. It doesn't exist. The book turns this upside down with a single phrase. Pay yourself first. This jar comes out before the bills, not after. The second belief, growing is for people who already have a lot. It's not. You start with any amount. What matters isn't the size today. It's the habit of always setting aside, over time. Think of a seed. It's the part of the harvest you don't eat. You keep it to plant. And here I'm going to be straight with you, because it's the heart of everything. I'm not going to tell you where to put this money, nor promise you that you'll get rich. That's not what this jar is about. This jar is only about the concept of setting aside a part to grow over time. Where to put it is your decision, calmly, with information from people you trust. Here we stay, only on the concept. 25% sounds like a lot when it's missing, I know. That's why it isn't the first one to leave. There's a jar that comes out before it, so you can actually handle your routine. Marcus looked at the growing jar, still small, and realized something that changed his mind. For the first time, this jar existed, and that jar that comes out before is the third. You, the free jar. 10%, $200. Look at this thing that breaks our heads. The jar of pleasure doesn't come last, after there's something left over. It comes out with priority, alongside the growing one, and with no guilt at all. It's for the snack, the movie, the haircut, the Friday drink, that silly little thing that feels good. And that's not frivolous, it's strategy. A life that's all bills, all sacrifice, all you can't. Nobody can stand it. You quit in 2 weeks. It's like a diet that won't let you eat a single treat. It lasts 3 days. This is the jar that makes the split last the whole month, the whole year. Marcus breathed when he understood this. It wasn't a punishment. It was a plan that fits a real human being. Now hold on to this, because it's a strange one. There's a jar that makes us feel richer precisely when we give the money away. Fourth jar, giving. 10%, $200. There's something quiet that happens when you give, even a little. But first, the usual trap. I'll help when there's extra. I'll donate when I get rich. And so there's never extra, and you never help. The book says the same thing. Money was made to circulate, not to pool. And this is concrete, not preaching. It's helping that relative who's struggling. It's the spare change for someone in need on the street. It's supporting a project in your neighborhood. It's paying for someone's coffee. And here's the strange part. Whoever learns to give, even a little, proves to themselves that they have enough. And that takes you out of the fear of running short. Marcus discovered something he didn't expect. Giving, even a small amount, made him feel less squeezed. Not more, less. And now the jar that almost everyone sacrifices first, and that, without anyone noticing, weakens all the other 5. Fifth jar, learning. 5%, $100. It's the most silent mistake there is with money, because this is the jar that can strengthen all the others, since it takes care of the one who earns the money. You. That's the name of this channel, and that's why. The inner seed. You are the soil. It's worth watering you. And it doesn't have to be expensive. A used book, a cheap online course, a video that teaches you a new skill. I'm not going to promise you the dream job or new income falling from the sky. But one small thing a month, in a year, is 12 things you didn't know before. Marcus bought his first book with this jar. No guilt, because the money was already set aside for it. Sixth and last jar, dreams. 5%, $100. And this one might be the most underrated of all. We think, first I get organized, then I dream. It's the opposite. Without a dream with a name, there's no reason to save. The growing jar stays abstract, becomes a faceless number, and we give up on it. That's why there's a rule that changes everything. The dream needs a name and a face. Not someday I'll travel, but that beach in December. Not a house, but the first piece of furniture in it, the down payment for it. A dream with no name becomes a forgotten jar. A dream with a name becomes an engine. It's the jar that turns cutting an expense into buying a future. Marcus took a piece of paper, wrote the name of his dream, and stuck it on the fridge on top of the little jar. Now he saw the dream every day, and so the 6 are open. Look at the fridge now. 6 jars, all with names, all with a destination. Not a single dollar loose. For the first time, the money knows where to go before you spend it. Now, that detail about the order I promised you. It's not about the size of the jars. It's about which ones leave your account first. Most people pay the bills first and leave the rest for later, and the rest never comes. Here's the shift. What leaves first is not the bill. It's the growing jar and your free jar, the you. Growing first, because otherwise you'll never set aside, and you right after, because that's what makes you hold on and not give up in the second month. The bills come afterward, within what's left. It seems like a small thing to flip that order, but it's what makes the plan last. And here's the real turning point, the thing that changes who you are with money. Before, you'd open the app at the end of the month and hope something was left. You waited. Now, on the day the money comes in, you decide where each part goes. Feel the difference. The money stopped happening to you. You started commanding it. Whoever waits for the leftover waits their whole life. And I have to be honest with you, the same way I was the whole video. Remember Marcus? 3 months later, he's not rich. And I won't promise you he will be. But he's no longer in the red. And more important than that, he stopped hoping. Start small, with the income you have today, with any percentage. Because this is a direction, not a test you have to pass. Back at the beginning, I asked you Marcus's question. Where did your money go? Now the answer has changed. Now every dollar that comes in has a jar waiting for it. Before you go, no rush. Tell me down in the comments. Which of the 6 jars is the hardest for you to respect and to fill? I read every comment. And if you want more content like this, about a calm kind of prosperity, with no shouting and no miracles, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and if there's someone who always says the money disappears and never knows where it went, send them this video. It's a small gesture, the size of the giving jar. The harvest always begins with a seed. Today, yours was this one, to decide before you spend.